and welcome back to the GorillaBiker. So today we're going to be talking about, as you probably clicked on from the title, we're locked down again. We are we're locked down again. So in its wisdom, Ireland has decided, well, the government of Ireland has decided to lock everyone down again. Now I recognise that this subject is going to be a sore one for some people out there, because I know people, and I'm aware people have lost, you know, family members and whatever else to the COVID. And for those of you that have, you know, I only have sympathy for you, but the same as I have sympathy for anyone who's lost family to suicide, to cancer, you know, to any other multitude of ailments, and they've never caused an entire country to be locked down. So first off the bat, if you know, if people are wondering do I agree with it or not, I really don't. And like I said, I know that's going to it's going to rub people up the wrong way, and if it does, and you really are upset with me over it, you know, please do leave a comment, and I have no problem explaining myself if this video doesn't do a good job of it. But my concern over the whole thing is that it still feels rushed to me. We're by no means in dire straits in Ireland, and I fully appreciate that, you know, what we're trying to do is head off ICUs being full and all that crack. I get it. I honestly understand the rationale behind it. What I don't understand is how we can lock down, yet leave the island open. I get that there's also issues with closing airports and closing ports and all that crack. I know it's not easy, I know it's not simple, but I don't know, it feels like a cop-out to me. It feels like a cop-out that, you know, we can just lock down and kind of feck all the pubs and whatever else. You know, sure, they'll get over it kind of job, you know. A lot of them won't, and we're going to lose a lot of businesses. Which is a bitter pill to swallow, to be honest. Multiple people in my family are small business owners, and I'm not saying any of them are at risk, I don't think they are. But I can still understand, you know, where that point of view is coming from. So first off the bat, I think we've jumped the gun on lockdown. I don't agree with it. I think it's been handled poorly once again by the government of Ireland. And anyone out there who's lost their jobs or their business due to, gee, that's a lot of leaf smush. Lost their jobs or their business due to this most recent lockdown. I'm really sorry. It's just shit. Don't do. Okay, cool. I know you saw me. Unreal. Another thing. Oh, by the way, all of this was kind of prompted. I was already thinking about doing a video when I heard it coming through, but Nordnap, who has been around the channel for a long time, so appreciate the support, Nordnap. But he also, you know, talked about the 5 kilometer rule. So we are once again going to be locked down from midnight tonight. I'm shooting this the day of lockdown, but we're going to be limited to 5k from our house. Now, you will notice during this video I've covered quite a bit of back road with not many people on it. I'm already more than 5k from my house. Now, I get that 5k works in places like Dublin where people are living on top of each other, but it doesn't make sense here. Like, who am I going to give COVID to or get it off? The trees? It doesn't make sense. And not only that, you know, it doesn't make sense on multiple facets, and one of them being, you know, people's mental. And I get, again, I know people are going to be like, oh, well, there's multiple ways you can I absolutely love this view. There's multiple ways you can exercise, there's multiple things you can do for your hobby. Yeah, I get that, but this is my hobby, this is the one I want to do. So, you know, if it's completely safe, which in my opinion it is, why can't I do it? She's not gonna fall over. This view is, I love it. I love coming up here. I have a lot of issues with the 5k rule. Like, if you look there, right, that is quite a lot of open space. And if you take it this way, if you were to put that in Dublin, there is an incredible amount of people right there, okay? So I get not letting people spread around, and because they're going to excuse me, they're going to mix more, even if they're not intending to, and you know, you might get COVID from that, from licking door handles and stuff. I know I'm wicked for it. I am always licking the door handles. It's terrible. I should stop, but I just can't. They're so delicious. But down there, if you tell someone in the middle of those trees, say, oh, you have to lock down, you can't go further than 5k, how does that make sense? It's not logical, and it's the whole using a sledgehammer to drive a nail situation that I think I've used in a couple of comments recently. But a sledgehammer will drive a nail. It'll drive the nail home, no problem. Is it a good idea though? No, because you're probably going to damage all your plasterboard or drywall in the US. They're all around it. And you're going to leave the person who asked you to hammer the nail in the first place very angry. Like, it just, there's no logic to it. I can't get it. I don't understand it. And I can't accept it because of that. I am a logical person. And if you do illogical things, I don't understand them. I don't get it. And I am very unhappy that I'm once again no longer allowed to ride my bike where I want to. I was okay with the county lockdown because I could still ride all around Kilkenny. And now this. I'm not pleased. Another thing suggested by Nordnap was to discuss the GAA parties afterwards, that there was no social distancing and all that cracking, where there was a multitude of infections spread. But I'm actually not going to talk about that, because it's no one person or one group's fault. Like, I know there was multiple, like I think it was over 50 cases in Ireland, traced back to one person who came back from a flight, tested, and then failed to self-isolate, went to parties, and it all spread. And anyway, it ended up spreading to more than 50 people, and that was at the recent count. That was just from their contact tracing. God knows how many people they missed. So that one insanely selfish dude caused quite a lot of issues, and honestly, God knows how much that spread to, without getting into all the factories and all that stuff. I'm just not going to talk about it because I'm not knowledgeable enough in it. So I think it would be silly of me to discuss it. I think it's just, anyway, it's unfair, so I won't. What I will say is, the people crying out who wanted another lockdown, who wanted their hands held, take some personal responsibility. You know what I mean? I have not yet had COVID, to the best of my knowledge, and the reason for that is because I've just done what they asked: wash my hands, I stayed away from people as much as is possible, I went to work, and I did my regular things. To be quite honest with you, my regular life wasn't overly affected, other than not being allowed to travel around the place, which did affect me, mainly mentally. Really, it's not a good thing to be locked into one county for someone who likes to go around on their bikes multiple hundreds of kilometers, which is most of Ireland. But yeah, to say that I'm not best pleased about that is, to be honest, look, I get it. People are upset, and rightfully so, about certain parties and house party, all that crack, right? Fair enough. But like I said, take some personal responsibility. If you were one of those people who contributed to that, you're a selfish asshole. But like, at the same time, I'm not going to point fingers and blame them, because the whole handling of the situation has been shocking. So I'm just not going to, because it's not my place to point fingers. I looked after myself. I know I'm not part of this. I avoided people as much as was physically possible. How do you get into the church? And now I have to apparently stick to a 5k rule again. And also, they've introduced fines for people for the 5k, which is super awesome as well. And the last thing then suggested by Nordnap was, why buy a bike for 2021 when you might not be able to ride it? And my answer to that is a simple one. Don't buy one that you're planning on riding straight away. Like, to be honest, I've just ordered a ball ton of parts for the Gixxer, and my plan is now to just get through as much of that as I can reasonably afford, because obviously how much I restore all at once is based on how much I can afford all at once. And I'll explain that in upcoming videos. But that's what I would say is, yeah, okay, maybe don't buy a brand new bike for 2021, but if you've always wanted to do a project, you got to flip this on the positive side. You got to stay positive, and the way to do that is to look at a project for yourself, you know. Think positively, get your project bike that you've always wanted to do and try complete it, you know what I mean? So the good news pieces, let's talk about the positive news now. I've ordered lots of parts for the Gixxer, like I said. That's positive piece number one, mainly for me. Positive piece number two is I had lots of videos recorded prior to this lockdown, because to be honest, I was expecting it. I think a lot of people were. So I have lots of videos recorded, lots of videos ready to come out. Just have to edit them. So, you know, the stuff I did with Kazawaki, which to be honest I'm really looking forward to getting time to edit, because that was hilarious on the day, so it was probably good crack in the video. I hope they turn out well. And there's lots of other videos there to come, you know. So if you're looking at my videos to try keep you sane, don't worry, there's plenty more where that came from. So number three is I have some service stuff coming for this. And I'm also going to be measuring it up for some custom parts with my buddy from Adaptive. So there's lots of, oh good man, lots of things to come, lots of things to look forward to. And all I will say to everyone is, while you might not agree with lockdown, like me, while you might not agree with the 5 kilometer distance thing, like me, while you might not agree with closing lots of businesses and possibly killing them, like me, try to stay positive, try to keep your head up, and if there's anything I can do to help, like make a video on a particular subject matter, just send me a message and I will do my best. And to be honest, Mr. Gardaí people, you're probably going to have to come up this way and wait for me in the checkpoint, because I'll probably ride this road plenty. I don't come in contact with people, it's not very long. I don't see the issue with doing it, so I'm probably going to do it, and I'm not going to apologise about it this time. I did all of the rule things the last time, literally all of them. I stayed inside, I stayed within my 2 kilometer radius at the time. I went to work, and what did I get for it? Nada. And I get I did that for other people, but you know, if other people aren't willing to reciprocate, you know, whatever. But anyway, the main message of this video is we're locked down again, but I still have lots of content to come. I still have lots of ideas to make sans new riding content. I still should be able to make commute videos, unless the guards are massive knobheads, because I can't risk those fines. I can't afford them. Like a €500 on the spot fine is not something that I could afford. I don't have that type of free money just floating around, so can't risk that. But anyway, I hope you're all well. If you're not well and you think I can help, shoot me a message. Instagram, Twitter, I think you can message on there. Any of those, you can get me on all of them. So yeah, until next time, thank you very much for watching. A special thank you, as always, to my patrons. Those of which, if you run into any financial difficulty in all this and you need to cancel your patron thing, just do it. It's not a problem. Just get rid of it. I'm not going to be upset with you, don't worry. I still don't even know why people do patron, but you know, that's up to you. You're all legends. And until next time, be well. Adios. Outro crew. I'd like to know your opinions on the lockdown thing. It's hard to get people's actual opinions out of them. A lot of people are very scared to say what they think in case people go crazy at them. Am I taking a risk saying what I think? Yeah, probably. Some people might go absolutely ballistic at me for saying it, but I don't really care. That is my opinion, and I hope no one is badly affected by this most recent lockdown. I hope you're all good. Anyway, until next time, bye.